Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Metropolitan Community Church, and let me be the first one this service to say Happy Earth Day. And I'm so glad that you are here. Aren't we blessed to live in San Diego in this beautiful day and this beautiful earth? And God has blessed us so much. Really looking forward to our service today, and we're so excited to have with us the Executive Director of the LGBT Center, Dr. Dolores Jacobs. So welcome, Dr. Dolores. I'm so glad to have you here. And I'm glad that each and every one of you are here, and you make up the church, and it's a beautiful thing. I invite you to take out the Keeping in Touch card that is in the seat pocket in front of you. Go ahead and fill that out on both sides if you haven't already done so, and then place that in the offering basket a little bit later in the service. And I invite you to open up your hearts to whatever God has for us today.
Put my hope in you. stronger each and every day.
The cry of my heart is to love you more.
You more, your hand stronger each and every day. Your ways stronger each day. Show me your ways.
Stronger each day.
Show me. I want you to show me. Show me your way.
Please rise as you are able for our scripture reading. The earth is creator God's and all that is in it, the world and those who live in it. For God has founded it on the seas and established it on the rivers. This is the message of hope.
You may be seated. I want to declare a blessing upon you this morning and saying, you are blessed. Do you believe that? We are blessed, right? And there's multiple reasons why we're blessed. One of the reasons, though, I want to talk about right now is that we in San Diego are blessed with an LGBT community center that is strong, that is vibrant, that is effective, and that reaches out into so many different parts of the community. Not only do they reach out in so many different parts of the community, but they bring the community together. And I saw a sign recently where they were talking about the center, and they have the words unity highlighted. And I just love that, the community center. And I like that we are Metropolitan Community Church. And I love that we can work together. And it was about 17 years ago, I got to meet Dr. Jacobs. I call her Dolores. And we were meeting at our church over on 30th Street at the time at 8 o'clock in the morning, early for some of us. Once a week as we were meeting, and we were planning and dreaming and scheming about what has now turned into the LGBT youth housing. And what a beautiful thing that is. And we've been able to get together for so many different things. We've been asked to be working with the center in the highs of the community and then also in the lows, when we've celebrated great things and then we've had tragedies where we've had to come together. And I'm so grateful for the community center that is ours. And another reason I'm so grateful, so many reasons. I'm just going to reminisce a little bit right now. I got to co-officiate your wedding with your beautiful wife. And you have a 12-year-old Ryan son, and Ryan. She's a beautiful girl, and how wonderful to be able to co-officiate your wedding, and then to be able to just see how Dolores has worked so much in the community. Well, when we were looking for a church, some of you are going to know this and some of you don't know. We were meeting on 30th Street, and our parking lot was going to be demolished for condos. And so the board of directors said, it's time for us to move and look for another place, another building. And we thought it would just take a few months. And we had a good relationship with the center. And Dolores says, we've got a big room. come on Sunday mornings and you can meet. And for 6.5 years, we met in that church, setting up chairs, tearing them down, setting up everything that we needed to have church. And it was so good to be part of the community. And I want to thank you, Dolores, for that very much. So nice. I'm sure that there's a lot of different stories, and this is a time right now as Dolores is going to be retiring after 17 years as executive director and CEO of the center. And June 30th is going to be her last day. I'm glad to hear that she's going to be still staying in San Diego, so we'll be seeing her face around the community, which will be fabulous. But Dolores, you have worked so hard, and you have led a beautiful organization. Would you come up here, please? I know that success and failure hinges upon leadership, and the success of the center is greatly due to your leadership, and I'm just glad to know you, and I'm glad that we are friends with the center. And I want to give you a beautiful thank you from our church to Dolores,
Thank
just
you.
Dolores, for your support and your friendship.
that's so
From
sweet.
MCC San Diego.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
I'll put that right here.
Let's hear it for the celebration choir. Brother took us to church, did he not? I suddenly knew I was home as he started to sing. So I'm going to talk a little about environmental justice. I'm not what some people would call an environmentalist, although my oldest daughter is an environmental attorney, which she loves to remind me. She is in hysterics that I'm here talking this morning about it. I'm not a theologian or a scholar. I'll be talking about faith and environmentalism, but I won't be quoting scripture or Torah or the Quran. I'm not that girl. The topic today is environmental justice. What does that mean? And specifically, it's the environmental justice movement and the faith communities. The word itself comes out of the faith communities, comes out of UCC, United Church of Christ, about 1982. They looked around and they said, absolutely, do we need to worry about energy and sustainable energy? And do we need to worry about recycling? And do we need to worry about clean air and clean water? Yes, we do. There's another worry. And the worry is for the people who still have no clean air, no clean water, who don't have the things they need right here, right now, in the United States of America. That is environmental injustice. Some other things people would call it are environmental racism, because there's a correlation that's undeniable. When we think together about things we agree on, like the Declaration of Independence, right? Inalienable rights for what? Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Life means clean water. Yes? Does Flint have clean water? No. Life means clean air. Here in San Diego County, Barrio Logan has some of the most polluted air in California. That's what? 7 miles from here? The most polluted in California. One of the highest rates of asthma hospitalization in the whole state. That's not life, right? That's not helping life. Part of life is also food. Yeah? Healthy food. Accessible, healthy food. in enough quantities to sustain life. Well, we know that's not true for too many of us. Yeah? And liberty means what? Freedom of what? Freedom from violence? Freedom from school shooting? Yeah. Freedom from harassment? We know too many of our communities don't have those freedoms. Part of life, part of freedom, is housing. Yes? Well, we live in California and it costs too much. Affordable housing and a solution for homelessness. Yeah. Freedom isn't free if I got no food, no clean air, no clean water, and no housing. Moreover, in addition to housing and food, there's health. Yeah? So that means free of toxins. It means health insurance. It means access to care. So when we survey the folks who don't have what we're calling inalienable rights, when we survey that in California and in San Diego, we call it an environmental survey, and we produce maps. I love maps. I particularly love maps that are color-coded, because then I don't have to fool around with it. When you look at these maps, the areas that are reddest are the areas of highest pollution, greatest deprivation. Those areas are overpopulated by black and brown folks. No, ain't no way about that. The best predictor of environmental catastrophe is race. This America, we're supposed to know better. Yes? So we can have Earth Day. Earth Day is beautiful. We celebrate the rivers, the whatever. But if we aren't caring about each other and our neighbors, and nobody's going to call that good. Right? So it is not a surprise to us that environmental justice comes out of the faith communities. Right? Whether it's UCC or the Met, it is the faith communities saying, hang on now. What we're supposed to be doing is caring about each other. Yeah? We're not caring about each other when we're not caring about the conditions that people are living in. I heard a talk this week. Somebody was giving a little talk on charity. Charity is not my favorite concept, and I'll tell you why. I am sure when it's translated right and quoted right from all the scripture, it doesn't mean what people mean today. Charity doesn't mean I got 2 extra dimes, let me toss it your way, with a bunch of restrictions about drug testing for welfare. That ain't charity. I tried to look it up this morning to make sure I just wasn't full of crap. And what I found over and over and over was something that went like this. Charity is the voluntary giving of excess. Well, I don't think that. I think the word charity means love. And if you're loving, I gotta tell you, ain't all that easy, right? And it's not, what do I have left over? It's, what do I have to give? And if it hurts, good. Right? Charity, sometimes this speaker was talking about food charity. And the way in their minds to give food charity was to go out, purchase what we think people ought to have, and give it to them. That is so paternalistic, I just want to barf. I'm like, are you kidding me with that? Can you hear that frustrated parental voice? Well, I'm not just giving you money for your birthday. I want to give you what I think you ought to have. Let me buy this for you. No, thank you. Can I just have the gift card and buy it myself? Charity is not about what I think you ought to have. It's about you telling me what you need. So, in the faith communities is where we find the heart, the vision, and the incredible spirit of generosity to say to the communities who today and other days need many things. And what we say back is, tell me. I'll be there. I'm not going to tell you. You tell me, and I'll be there for you. What I want to invite you to do today is to show up to be there. Whether it's the Environmental Health Coalition in Barrio Logan, whether it's City Heights, whether it's some other community that you know needs clean air, clean water, food access, health access, and needs love and dignity to provide it for them. I appreciate you listening this morning. I hope you'll join me in that fight.